Cascarano. So you know what I always say? If you can't have fun with physics, you're not a very fun person. So let's have some fun. Let's get started. Inertia is our first topic. What is inertia? It's a property of stuff. Something that's made of stuff, something that has weight, mass, has inertia. And the more mass, the more weight it has, the more inertia it has. Inertia is this property, when something is moving, it wants to stay moving. And when something is at rest, it wants to stay at rest. It doesn't want to move. It resists changes of motion. So, the physics laws tell us that if something is moving, it's going to keep moving in a straight line forever. Is that right? Doesn't seem right, does it? When I push on something, it comes to rest, doesn't it? Why does it do that? Friction, I hear people say. Resistance. Something is pushing back, right? Friction is pushing back on that hammer, stopping it. If there was no friction, it would go in a straight line forever. So let's do, maybe you've done this experiment yourself. You've got a wagon and a basketball. Basketballs have inertia. And I'm going to push the wagon this way, and let's see, what's going to happen to the basketball? You ready? Maybe it wasn't obvious. Okay, my basketball is here. You ready? So what happened to the basketball? It actually did move forward a little bit because the wagon's pushing it that way. It had to go that way, but nowhere near as much as the wagon. In relation to the wagon, it actually moved backwards, didn't it? Because it has inertia, it resisted that change in motion, and it lagged behind the wagon. The same thing happens when it's moving and the wagon stops. So when it's moving and the wagon stops, it wants to keep moving. And the front of the wagon stops it. The same thing happens to you and me because we have inertia too. And when we're in our cars and the car's moving, we don't want the windshield to be the thing that stops us. So what do? We wear our seatbelt, don't we? So then when the car stops, the basketball's safe, or we're safe. So always wear your seatbelt. And right now the wagon is empty. It's got some inertia, but not that much. And if I give it a push, its motion will change quite a bit. I'm going to give it a little push. And let's see what the wagon does. So that was a pretty big change in motion because that wagon doesn't have a lot of inertia. But if I could add a massive object to the wagon, no offense, David. Seatbelt. And I give it the same push. Let's see what happens. Much more inertia, a very small change in motion. It resists that change in motion.